All right, a recording's in progress, and I think we are out there on Zoom on Facebook, but we'll have to wait and see. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's Monday. It is Memorial Day. I always wonder how many people we're going to get on Memorial Day, and already we have about 7 people entering the waiting room. So, what say we let them in here? Okay, let me see here. Admit all. There we go. There they are. Let's see if they start showing up facial wise. There we go. There's Francine Witt. Hello, Francine. Hello to Andrew Deutsch. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, sorry, I was almost late. I went to the golf course to lay a wreath on the tomb of the tomb of the unknown bone spur. That was a little late.
And Paula Levin. Hello there, Paula.
Hello.
Uh, is it? Do I pronounce it wrong? Don't I? It's Levin.
You pronounce it New York. It's Philly, it's Levin.
Oh, I see. In Philly, it's Levin.
Yeah,
Okay.
but New York pronunciation is fine. I'll answer to it.
Back in her dating days, it was Lovin.
And
Oh, I like that. It's kind of cute.
down there, of course, your governor Shapiro, right?
Oh, right. Shapiro.
You say
Pyro.
Shapiro, I say Shapiro.
Yeah.
Shapiro. Right. Yeah. Hello there to Marjorie Miller. Where are you calling from, Marjorie?
A room.
The bedroom. Hello, Edward Berger. How you doing?
That's right.
Yes, and John Ewing is here as well, folks. Hello, John.
Good afternoon,
From
Alex.
from France. Yes, from France, Len Lafrisco. Hello, Len.
Through that. Yep, I'm here. I'm trying to get my
Wow.
earphones connected. Here we go.
Where are you exactly? Are you in Paris right now?
I am at Rouen.
Oh,
Rouen.
Rouen. Yeah, I know Rouen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We've been here all day. Went to Normandy today. We're on the beaches of Normandy.
Oh,
Rouen is, I believe, where they have the what was referred to as the home of the fake popes, right?
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yes, the pape. What's it called? The oh boy.
I
Um,
don't know.
but it what happened was is there was a period of time when there was an argument as to who should be the pope.
Yep.
They fought back and forth, and France built the Vatican, the so-called Vatican, in Rouen. And
Hmm.
they installed what they called the fake popes, or as I
good
I
call them,
think it's I think it's right here. I don't know if you can see this.
the Palais
The
du Pape, it's
the
called.
the spire right there in the
Yeah,
center of this picture
yeah.
is in fact the tallest thing in the city.
The Palais du Pape.
So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
there is a picture. It's interesting. There is a room you go into, and all the fake popes are there. Okay. Paintings of the fake popes, but they all look like the same guy. And the fact is, they are all the same guy.
Oh
They took one
no.
guy and they painted him like 7 times in different positions, and
That's
they called him
hysterical.
and that's the Palais du Pape is what it's called now. How do I remember these things?
I'm very impressed. I think that's terrific.
But I've been
I,
to,
I'm gonna I'm gonna say this that you and Marjorie need to go on a trip like this. This is the perfect trip for you.
really. Well, you see,
It really is.
we have certain problems walking, so
Yeah. I mean, we walked a bit today. They have two levels of the tours when they take you out on tour, the regular tour and the easier one.
and the one for
So,
the gimps, yeah,
and the one for old fucking people like yourself, right?
yeah, yeah. And but you and how did you travel down to Rouen? Did you drive?
On no, on this ship. This is a boat. This is a river boat.
Oh, it's one of those flat boats. It's yeah.
Flatboats, exactly.
A
Yes.
river, a river cruise, isn't it?
River cruise. Yes, it is. Viking. This is the Viking Skaga,
Uh-huh. And
and
how are the cabins?
cabins are very nice. The food is amazing. The service is incredible.
You have a big
Um,
window,
I
right? You have a big window
yeah,
in the.
correct. Yeah, the balconies, or French balconies. So real balconies, you step out 2 feet. French balconies, just as a long window with you don't really step out. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not necessary to be honest with you. I mean, you just sit up here in the lounge and enjoy it.
Now,
So this is
where does this cruise? This cruise starts in Paris, right?
we started in Paris. We went to where the hell did we go to? I don't even know. What the hell? Where did we go
Probably
to?
past Lyon.
Uh,
Lyon.
no, no, Lyon. We went to Paris. We stayed in Paris for 2 days. Then we came up the. Yes, that's right. Yesterday we were in where Monet painted the water lilies and that thing. We went to Monet's house yesterday.
Ooh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, and then today we're in Rouen. We went to Normandy today. Tomorrow we're in Les Andelys. I don't know where that is. Somewhere downriver, and then Paris back again on Wednesday
so
for
it goes the
Thursday.
full trip down the Seine.
All the way up the Seine and back down. Yep, we
Yeah.
made a turnaround just here a little while ago.
You don't stop in where was it? Where Van Gogh painted all his major paintings.
No.
I used to love that town because it
I
just
don't know which one
it reeks of Van Gogh. You can see what he saw, you know.
Monet, we were at his house where he painted his water lilies and whatever yesterday, and it was
Oh, wow.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. Yeah, very, very nice. I'm enjoying this very much.
You're a real art advocate if you can tell the difference between a Monet and a Manet.
No, I can't do that.
they're,
I
they're
can't.
different.
Show me the Monet.
I wonder if
Show me them.
I
Show
wonder
me the
if
Monet.
I wonder if they ever got together and argued, you've got to change your name.
Right, right.
Um,
His real name was Hellman's.
you got a good point there.
Mayonnaise. I got that. Mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Mayonnaise.
or is it Best Foods? I don't know.
I mean, what's the town that I love
I don't know.
what's
Arles?
the thing go
Arles?
Arles. Arles. Yeah.
Carl.
Correct. You get the prize.
You guys could totally do this cruise. I honestly
Yeah.
believe that. I think you guys would do okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really do.
Well, I mean, if it's cruising, it's doing all the walking.
Giverny. Giverny is my.
Yeah,
Oh.
Chiverney.
Giverny, that's where we were in for Monet. Yes, yes.
I just looked it up.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah. It sounds like a really nice trip. Expensive?
I think so. I forget what we paid.
What do you mean you think so? Then you must be crapping money.
No, I'm not crap. It was. I'd say. I think $8,000 total for the two of us.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's fine for a vacation.
Oh, I agree, and everything's included on this thing, which is really cool. All the excursions are included, and they don't nickel and dime you on this thing, which is really nice.
Are the tips included?
Yes. Yep. Oh, I got that all in there as well.
How's the water
Yep.
slide?
Yeah. How's
Water slide's great. The water slide's fabulous.
I saw this one cruise ship. I swear to you, they have
Oh.
a swing that goes out over the boat.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I'm wondering how
Yeah.
many people they lose.
They got ones with roller coasters on the ship and
Oh,
They do.
lines, and
Bumper
that's how you know
cars
which one not to
and
take.
exactly, because there's too many fucking kids on there. There's no kids on this boat. There's not a kid on this boat. The youngest I think I'm the kid on this boat at 65.
I think most Viking tours do not have kids on them.
Oh, no, they don't. Yeah, they don't allow.
You get serviced by a real Viking.
Well, you see, I don't
Yes.
want. I don't.
Thor and I are starting to become like this.
It's not that I mind kids. It's just when I'm vacationing, I don't want them all around me. You know,
Mm-mm.
um,
Nope.
they're not mine. They're yours. Go take
Right.
care of them and go on one of those carnival cruises or something.
Exactly.
So
I'm going to make you guys go on something like this. You guys can totally do this.
Well, Marjorie, let's book one.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you and I, we need to talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you have how did you book it? Did you have a, travel agent?
No, no, I do it myself.
You do.
But if you get a travel agent, actually the travel agent, I did it myself, and then a travel agent contacted me about something, and she said, I can get you $400 of onboard credit. And I went, oh, and what does that mean? She's nothing. Just I'll take over the booking, and you get $400. Okay, so I did
Well,
it.
the reason I mean, I've never used a travel agent in recent years.
Yes, we have.
Right.
No, we booked those things ourselves.
Paris?
Before, when we went Paris, Italy, and so on, we booked those.
Yeah, but this
Mm,
last trip to Paris we
No,
went.
the last one we used a travel agent, and the good part about it was at our age, we said, well, we'd like a wheelchair when we get there. We'd like it when we get on
yep,
planes.
yep,
No, so
yep,
all those things were there when we got there.
yep, yep.
With a
No,
cruise, when you book through a travel agent, it's the same price, but the travel
It
agent
is.
can get you credits for free stuff on board. And if you have
Yep,
a problem with your trip, if you book direct, you're behind 1,000 people waiting for help, where the travel agent can help you from
yep.
outside.
yeah.
But
Very true, Andrew.
yeah,
Very
I mean,
true.
that's pretty much the decision about, whether
I
you
would.
book. It's the same with excursions. You can book the excursions directly through the cruise, or there's online
Right.
excursion companies, and you go there and you can save some money and just make sure you get one
Yeah.
that has a return to boat on time guarantee. You don't get
Yes,
stuck in
that's
the port
exactly
watching the
right.
tail of the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You would do fine. I would. The only thing I would suggest is take the insurance when you do it, because you just never know what's going to happen. You lose your luggage, you miss a flight, you twist an ankle,
How
whatever it
much, how
is.
much is how much is the insurance?
Hundred,
That
couple
was,
hundred
I think it
bucks.
was, yeah, it was a little more than a couple $100. I think it was 700 or 800 for the two of us.
Yeah.
That's too much.
So yeah, well,
Yeah, we're
I
going
just
to
wanted to.
Alaska in August, and the insurance on that was like $200.
Well,
Yeah.
this was a $20,000 trip, because by the
Yeah.
time we went to Hartford and Washington D.C. and this and the cruise and the airfare, so I wanted to make sure I was fully covered.
Does
Yeah.
it cover you if it makes a wrong turn in Albuquerque?
It does not. No, only if we go to Cucamonga.
Okay.
Well, it does protect you against flight delays and things
Yep,
like that. Yeah.
lost luggage, any of that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Landings in Newark.
there are no landings in Newark.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a pleasant time to travel.
We're flying directly. We're actually going Paris to Frankfurt, which is an hour flight, and then Frankfurt directly home to San Francisco. So that'll be a long one.
Yeah.
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 But upstairs on a 747, so you can't argue with that.
I used to like those upstairs on the 747s. Are they still
Me
flying?
too.
Are they still flying?
Yeah, they have a few live. Lufthansa has some, KLM has some, and I think there's one
Well, they've
other
changed
airline.
them all into seats up there.
Yeah, it's just
It used to be
it's
a lounge with
yeah,
music and everything, but
right.
then they just changed them into
It's
yeah.
30 seats of business class up there
I
now.
hear you can get one of those 747s for free if you're bribable.
If you go to Qatar, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they gave one in 2008 to Turkey, and now they're giving one to another Turkey.
And they're also on
Yeah,
sale. They're also on sale at Costco. But
yeah,
you have to
yeah.
buy two of them and they're
You have
taken.
to buy two.
But
Yeah.
they'll shove it in the back of your car if you ask real nice.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's really weird doing this show at night. Usually I do it at 1 in the afternoon. It's 10 o'clock here.
Yeah. Well, I knew you'd be able to do it because you probably aren't asleep yet,
I'm really tired. Today was a long day. We left at 7:30 and just got back about 2 hours ago and just had dinner. So it was a long day to
Now,
drive all the
was
way to
there a
Normandy.
home there that Monet had or something?
No, this was Normandy today. So
Oh, it
we
was
stood on
Normandy.
Omaha Beach, and nice on Memorial Day to stand on Normandy Beach and look at where the Nazis
Mhm.
were shooting at these poor people, and
Yeah.
and then then we went up where the Nazis were, looking down at the beach, and it's just it's awe-inspiring to think about that. A little before my time, not yours, Alex. So this is something that I think you could totally appreciate.
Yeah, yeah. Also, we've been joined by Mike Chisholm. We're talking about Memorial Day, but you don't know anything about that up in Canada, right?
I know what memorials are, but I don't believe we have a day that celebrates them up here.
I see. Okay. Yeah,
Really?
we love celebrating death in America.
Yeah,
So
no
it's like
kidding.
Remembrance Day. We do Remembrance Day on the 11th, on November 11th.
Oh, is it the
That's
same kind of thing?
that's
Well,
our
Remembrance Day is
That's our
about
Veterans Day.
the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month of that was where they signed the treaty, and that's where
Yeah,
that's when we sign it. That's when we
that,
celebrate.
that's the Treaty of Versailles, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We were there and saw that. Yeah, we commemorated that too. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. This has been a great trip.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we just have to see, our problem is finding the exit out of Manhattan. That's the problem.
I'm going to call Marjorie directly. I'm going to make her do this.
Well, I
You
mean,
guys need to
I
do
want to
this.
go. She keeps saying, we got to book a pound. And I keep telling
Yeah,
her, okay, do it.
yeah.
Call her
It's
agent, call
you're not getting any younger. Do it now, before you can't.
Yeah, I'm not getting any younger.
No, you're not.
That's true. I figured that one out a little while ago.
I hear you can fly for cheap down to South Sudan these days.
That's good. Or you can get a free flight down there.
I've heard that.
I
Yeah.
wonder what would happen if I called up. They have that thing, Christy Nome advertises.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That if you go to this
Right.
site
Well,
and you turn yourself in, and we'll deport you, and you'll get a chance to come back. I'd like to just answer that call.
tell them you're from
What happened?
Paris.
No, I want to give myself up. I'm sorry. I want to go
know.
back to where I was born. Do you have any flights leaving for San Francisco?
Right. That's what you should do.
Yeah. Charlie, what's the t-shirt?
Oh, never trust an atom. They make up everything.
All right.
Oh, that's
That's good.
And
That's good. That's good.
Is that a new shirt?
No, I just haven't worn it for a while.
Where do you go? Do you go to some site that's called like weird t-shirts for people who are?
No, I just go to Amazon and then I search for science T-shirts or humorous T-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Make them up, and I bought about 100 of them so far.
And he's the only.
Wow.
Wow. By the way, he's the only scientist here that we have on this panel.
He is.
What kind of, again?
Astrophysics.
Astrophysics. So you're the same as what's his name?
Neil deGrasse Tyson. In
Neil
fact, he went
deGrasse
to the
Tyson.
University of Texas, same place I did.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, he got his first master's at the University of Texas.
Have you ever met him?
Wow.
No, he's about 6 years after me. I'm older than he is.
Yeah, yeah. I've met him.
Oh yeah.
Have you really?
Oh yeah. He
Okay.
came to-
I've been to his shows, but I never met him.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
like
used to
watching.
be- you used-
Hmm?
you used to be a big shot, right?
Yeah, I used to be. There was
You're
a time.
still a big shot, Alex.
Yeah, there was a time when I was something. Francine, what are you doing this Memorial Day?
I went to I was at a street fair the other day where I was reading some poetry. They had a
Mm-hmm.
street
Nice.
festival, and I'm gonna go out and have some dinner with a friend later. That's about it. Nothing really that
Nothing
exciting.
exciting. I don't. We don't. Do we have anything planned, Marjorie?
Today? No.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
We ordered two.
It's a surprise.
Ordered two of everything at dinner last night from this restaurant that gives us 2 for $1
Yeah.
or whatever. And so we're having exactly what we had last night in the same portion. So,
All right.
Anyway, who had
All
his hand up? Oh, Mike had his hand.
I have a question for Francine. Have you ever experienced somebody else reading your poetry and you being in the same room? And does it annoy the hell out of you? Would you rather be it yourself that reads it, or?
Well, it's just like I have had that happen, and it doesn't annoy me. It's kind of interesting to see how people like what lines they punch, or you know,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, I didn't think of it being read that way. So yeah, it's a different experience,
I'm
but
thinking of holding a poetry reading. So if you could send me some of your poems.
of course.
There once was a man from Nantucket. Okay, that's good.
He actually was from the outskirts. He wasn't actually from Nantucket.
Where was it? Where was it? Where was he from, Andrew?
The outskirts of Nantucket.
There was a man from the outskirts of Nantucket. It still works.
Yeah,
It does work.
It's just a little bit of a mouthful.
yeah. We'll get Francine to read some of
That was the
That's what
man.
she
Len's
said.
dirty limericks.
Okay.
What did you laugh at, Paula? You were laughing there.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
The fact that I said mouthful and we were talking about
Yeah.
Nantucket. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so it's today is Memorial Day, today is Memorial Day, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've been celebrating it for quite a few days now. Because we can't
Yeah.
celebrate a holiday just on a holiday. We got to do a whole weekend of the
All
holiday,
weekend.
right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
TM Turner Classic Movies, TCM, is running nothing but war movies.
I'm assuming you heard Trump's, very inspiring speech today, right? Or about Memorial Day.
Not the scumbags.
I'd hate
Yeah, that's the one.
I hate to be the guy who wrote his speech and then hear
Yeah.
him read it so badly. It's kind of like if
Ugh.
you gave me your poetry to read, Francine.
Who uses the word scumbag in a tributary
Wait a minute.
speech? I just don't understand.
When did he use scumbag? I was watching him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but
Well, did
It's
you hear him
terrible.
last week?
No, he
Last
just said
week at West
scum.
Point?
He said Democrat
Yeah.
scum.
No, but last week
Democrats.
at West Point, he was talking about
yes,
trophy
yes.
wives and this and
Yeah.
that. I mean, nothing about nothing.
But the
And he
best part
didn't
about
shake
that
one
speech,
person's hand.
Marjorie, the best part about that speech was that nobody would join the military during Biden's administration. Every person there at West Point
Right.
joined during Biden's administration. Congratulating him.
Oh,
I was standing on a beach today where tens of thousands of young 22 and 23-year-old boys died, and in Trump's thoughts, they would be losers because they died there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that made I was actually sad. I told
remember in
that
his first administration when he went to a Memorial Day at
At Arlington, yeah.
Arlington.
at
right.
there where he wouldn't even, it was raining, so he wouldn't get out of the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh God. What
Mhm.
Yeah, and this is a guy
were
who dares to give a speech at the at Arlington today. Also a guy who never served because he had bone spurs.
right, bullshit.
5 deferments he had.
5
You
different.
know, we were in Arlington a week ago and then Normandy today, and I'm telling you what, if you're not inspired by that, there's something wrong with you.
Well,
There's something wrong.
you were
I
there, or
I often felt sorry for the men who had to fight there because they were sent there. It's not like
Sure.
all volunteered to go. And so they
Right.
found themselves in this hellhole. And those that even survived it wound up having so much,
Mm,
mental problem
Yeah.
from that.
sure.
I mean, wars are just terrible. And now, by
Yeah.
the way, our president is pissed at Putin.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, just talk. He's
take
not
him
going to
this-
do anything.
Did it take him this much to get pissed at Putin?
Yeah.
He gets pissed and does nothing about it.
Yeah.
because
course
he
not.
can't.
Well, he's going to do he's going to take Schumer's lead and send a
A letter.
really nasty letter,
Harshly worded letter, yeah.
a harshly worded letter.
Yeah.
With more than 2 exclamation points. It's going to hurt.
Yeah, and a couple of frowny faces. Yeah.
And one eggplant emoji, but that's just because he thinks he's cute.
Not to change the subject, but Andrew, your beard is awesome. You got a great beard, man.
Oh,
Andrew has grown a beard since we've been here.
I got it in the jungle
Yeah.
when I was hiking in Costa Rica and forgot my razor and said, I'll keep it for a while.
It's awesome.
But thank you, Mike.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah. Boy, it does. I was going to mention it does look good. You haven't done anything, so it's grown out. Unlike mine, which I don't know what to do with it. I'm thinking of cutting it short.
Yeah.
I was at the BJ's parking lot, and someone told me I was now a silver fox.
That
I
a
said,
boy.
"Hey,
Whoa.
gee, thanks.
Nice.
I'm only 30."
Nice. 30. Yeah. You have shirt.
I'd
You have
silver
shirts.
fox and a greyhound.
Marjorie,
Yeah.
am I a silver fox?
You are a silver fox.
Okay, thank you.
Wow.
There
Yeah,
you
but
go.
mine's
We
grown
came in
into
all right.
mine's grown into kind of a Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Because you made it that way.
No, I didn't. It just
You
grew.
too.
It just grew that way. I trimmed it, and it just kept growing that way.
Mitch Miller.
Mitch Miller. Wow.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Sing along with Alex.
Yeah, yeah. How's Memorial Day out there in Ohio?
Asking me or Paula?
Oh,
You,
You're both in Ohio, aren't you?
Yeah. She's over there.
Actually, yeah, I'm over here. Yeah. I had a lovely walk. There's a place here. It's a beautiful morning. And there's a place here called Nature Realm, and it's absolutely lovely with trails. And it's a beautiful day here, which is very nice.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
It's a perfect day.
Yeah.
I did a 5 mile walk with one of my dogs,
Mm.
and then went to the tomb of the unknown bone spur. So at the golf course.
Oh
I
boy.
laid a toilet seat wreath.
Oh,
It's a
Jesus.
tribute to incontinence.
So has anybody seen any good movies? I always ask this.
I saw a horrible one.
Oh, really? Okay, or a bad one. What?
Oh, it was awful. It was called Novocaine. It's on, I think, Hulu.
I watched it.
It's
Marjorie-
so bad.
Yeah.
You got to watch it all the way through. It just gets worse and worse as you watch it. It's
I couldn't
Dennis
watch
Quaid's
it.
kid is the actor.
It was
Is
terrible.
that Dennis
It's
Quaid?
awful. Yeah, Dennis Quaid's
Yeah,
kid's in it.
Dennis
It's
Quaid's
terrible. It's a kid who's got some sort of disease that he can't feel pain, and he goes on like a hero's rampage, sticks his hand into hot fryer oil, gets his arm broken off.
Oh.
It's just really
I
bad.
watched it. I didn't find it terrible. I just found it not as good as it could have been.
You watched that?
There's no way
I
that could have
watched
been
that. So did he. So
good. It was a cliche that was on when I was doing something else, and I just couldn't believe that it just kept getting worse.
yeah.
really.
Although I
took the-
watched the rest of the
Stitch last night.
You watched what? What?
We took the granddaughter to see Lilo and Stitch last night.
Oh,
Lilo and Stitch. Nice.
Now that is the live version of what was an animated cartoon.
Yeah, yeah. So it's in the real world, but Stitch obviously is CG. But yeah, it was it was fun. It was a fun Disney movie. Alara loved it.
Well,
And
see, I mean, that's all that matters with a film like that. If she loved it, you know.
Right.
she cried twice. She's 7. She's 7 years old, and she had the tears come
Wow.
time. So there you go.
It was a
next time give her candy when she asks.
By the way, Marjorie and I have not been to a movie in what was the last one we went to, Marjorie? We went
It
to
was
Oppenheimer.
the big screen one.
Yeah, we went to see Oppenheimer in IMAX, and that was how long ago?
A long time ago.
Good.
Alex,
A year
Yeah.
or two.
go see Fantastic Four in the IMAX for Shecky. That's what I'm doing. I'm dedicating that night to Shecky. That night.
Really?
It's going to be good.
Did
It's
he
gonna be
like
really good.
Did he like Fantastic Four?
The new one? This new one, I think,
No.
is right up his alley.
The cartoon, because the thing is, they have never made a good Fantastic Four movie.
Exactly.
oh,
Exactly. This is going to be the one.
Is it
Well,
possible?
we don't know.
Oh,
I've been given a bad deal on the last two.
Oh,
They should
More
have just
than-
sent me all the money back for those two, so I could afford to see this one.
Roger Corman made one too back in the day.
Yes,
He
he
did a
did.
fantastic.
You're
one.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You
But
did.
no, this is going to be a good one. This will be a really good one. They're going right back, making it just like the comic book, even putting it in the 60s. It's going to be perfect.
I
Well,
wanted to see Fantastic Five. It's supposed to be one better.
let me know this. How much did it cost you? How many people were there? It was you and your granddaughter and
Yeah, and no, we the kids came too. So yeah, it was $90 in tickets, and then whatever the snacks.
Jesus.
now how many
That's
how many
ridiculous.
tickets
That's
were
for
there?
5 people, right?
5.
5. So $90, 5.
$90 for 5 people?
It was,
Yeah,
no,
Holy
you know what? I'm sorry. It was 70 something for the 5 of us, and it was 3D.
Wow.
It's Canadian money, right?
True. So it was about $1.50 US.
Yeah, well,
All
in
right.
this day and age, it's 500 US.
Getting there.
No, but that's not that expensive. Yeah.
No, but I mean, Candy and I didn't have any food or anything like that there. We had just eaten, so I don't know what the snacks cost the kids with Alara, but yeah.
Well, the snacks are always cost a fortune
That's
because
right.
the profit these movie theaters make is on the snacks.
Yeah.
That's where,
The first week of a movie, they don't get even a percentage.
Nope.
Then it's like about the third week they start getting a percentage. So up to that point, they have to keep selling you big buckets of popcorn with Lilo and Stitch on them.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a $15. I think a 3D ticket for a new movie is $15.
Wait,
That's
where
about-
do you live? It's down here. It's close to 20.
Yeah. 20 down here. Jeez.
And we still have Tuesday. We still have cheap Tuesdays here too. So I think it's
Yeah.
$10 or $12 for a 3D ticket, something like that.
They really call it Cheap Tuesdays?
Well, back in the day, growing up, it used to be $2 Tuesday, but that's all.
Right.
I remember when I was a kid, okay, and you were a kid. You got into a movie theater as a kid for 10 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's paid like 25 or 50 depending upon the film.
I remember in '85 seeing Back to the Future for $2.
You can get into a movie here for 10 cents. When you leave the day before, you leave the dime in the little latch at the door at the back of the theater.
Absolutely.
Duct tape works too.
No, but it costs too much to go to a movie. I can sit here and wait for it to
Yep.
come on to, pay-per-view or whatever and watch it at home on my big screen. If it's in 3D, I can watch it in 3D, whatever. And not have to go to a theater where people are, kicking in the back of your seat or there's a kid over in the corner crying.
They're talking on their cell
Well,
phones.
they're talking on their cell phones.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh God, they didn't have cell phones when I was a kid. That was wonderful.
I remember going to a theater, I think it was one of our movie nights we went to, where there was somebody on a cell phone talking at the top of their voice. Hello, yeah, I'm at the movies right now. Yeah, what is it you want? Yeah. And I'm looking over at them and finally I go, can you kind of stop that and not what? And he gave me looks like I should drop dead.
Yep.
Alex, do you remember voice pagers? Instead of text,
yeah.
someone
No,
would read.
I got past pagers. I got past pagers without having.
I had a voice pager for the first time as a pager, and it was set to repeat because you'd hear the message. But the second time you could write it down.
Mhm.
And I went to see the usual suspects, and my buddy Phil decided to have fun with me. So he waited until the perfect time to leave me a message, knowing I wouldn't have turned it down. In the first 5 minutes of the movie, my pager goes off. Kaiser Soza's Kevin Spacey.
Oh no!
In a full theater.
Oh, that's
And we're
awesome.
still friends. We're still friends.
That's awesome.
I'm struggling for the thing, trying to turn it off.
Oh man, I love that.
That was a good day.
Yeah.
As much as in the moment I was shocked, I laughed my ass.
Especially because anybody ever saw that movie never thought
No.
that Kevin Spacey was, Kaiser Soze.
Not until the very end.
Oh, am I spoiling this for people who haven't seen it? Well, it's been 40 years now.
Yeah.
I know.
Something like
Screw
that.
you.
Yep.
Alex, are you gonna watch Bad Thoughts?
What?
Are you gonna watch Bad Thoughts?
Bad bot?
Bad
Bad
thoughts.
Thoughts.
Bad thoughts.
Thoughts. What's bad thoughts?
Segura's new show on Netflix.
Who's new for the show?
Tom Segura.
Who?
I
Who?
watched. It's a
Tom Segura.
comedian.
Tom Segura is proving that wokeness hasn't taken over everything by putting this show out. I can't believe they released this show. It's pretty crazy.
It's not that funny. I watched it.
Oh, my buddy and I watched it on Friday night. We were laughing our
What was
asses.
it? What's it called?
Bad
Bad Thoughts.
Thoughts.
Bad Thoughts. Where is it on?
HBO.
Netflix.
HBO.
Was it Netflix?
That's an
It was
Netflix.
Netflix. He's right.
Oh, it's Netflix up here.
And you thought it was terrific,
Well,
but then again, we know that your taste is in.
I passed on it, Alex.
I don't know if I'd call it terrific. I don't know if I'd call it that. I would certainly. It makes sense that Tom Segura came out with this show, and there were parts of it that were outrageous for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's.
Show we love.
If you like
it.
a good dick joke, it's a good show.
The show we're
Yeah,
currently
that's
loving.
great.
Love a good
That's
dick joke.
exactly right.
The show we're currently loving is Mob Town. Is it?
Mobland.
Mob.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Where's Mobland on?
TV.
That's on Apple TV. No.
Oh, it's Paramount, I think.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus, yeah. I don't have Apple TV.
And
Pierce
it's
Brosnan.
what's his name?
Pierce Brosnan.
Well, Pierce Brosnan is
Really?
terrific on that show.
Tom
He's
Harding.
excellent.
Tom Hardy,
Really?
Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
He's great.
Really?
I love her.
She's downright evil in the show. She's
She's
great.
absolutely evil. She's Lady Macbeth, is what she is. And it's a good show.
It's great. It's great.
I finally saw The Brutalist.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
could have been an hour less and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And then I watched the other Tom Hardy thing, Havoc.
Yeah.
Well, there is barely a moment in that film that isn't action or guns going off.
Wow.
Piles of dead bodies.
So watch it if you have a neighbor next door that you don't like and turn the volume up really loud.
Nice.
I've been watching Andor on recommendation from my kids.
Do you like it?
Very much. It's,
Oh, that makes me so
See,
happy.
Marjorie?
I
yeah,
don't care.
huh?
You know,
I don't
You're
care.
just resistant because it's something I like.
That's
You
why
see this,
Star
Alex?
Wars anything
What?
in a long time.
This
I'm so
image?
glad you like it.
I went turkey hunting with my car. 70 miles an hour. It was like the road runner. The only thing we missing was the beep beep with the cloud of feathers behind the car. On my way to work, I saw a trash bag in the grass, and it came alive and became a turkey and jumped in front of my car.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
But anyway, Andor, I think, is terrific, especially this year. It was great last year,
Oh, good.
but it's really terrific this year.
Yeah, I was impressed. I thought it's been fun to
You know
watch.
why? You were never a big fan of Star Wars, were you?
Well, like my kids were, so I was. It
Yeah,
was
but if
it
you
was in the
don't-
house
if
a
you've
lot.
never seen Star Wars, you can watch Andor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
You're pronouncing it
Andor
wrong.
is basically it's a spy drama.
Right.
At its
Actually,
core.
let me redo that. I remember Star Wars very fondly. It was a great movie. It was in the movies, and it was fun to watch. And I was into it. I really it was
But if you had never seen it, with this film, the show still have made sense to you.
absolutely.
Okay, that's the point.
The
Yeah.
concepts are they're awesome. The idea of the idea of rebels building a rebellion against a tyrannical government, and some of the concepts that are in this show are just mind-boggling for Star Wars. It's so good.
And all the creatures and the buses that float the air and all that good
All
stuff.
of that is it's beautifully done. I mean, I just sat there many times in awe of how good looking the show was.
Yeah.
Just the plaza where they have the main, what do we call it? Attack against the people. Okay.
Yep.
It's amazing the size of that set. And that is the set.
There's a lot of sets.
Yeah. They spent a lot of money on that show.
Plainly.
And it's a prequel. It's actually the prequel to a movie called Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I went back and watched Rogue One again, and now I like Rogue One more than I did the first time.
Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars movie. I'm a giant Star Wars fan. Like I got Star Wars shit all over my office and all that. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And up until about 6-7 years ago, The Empire Strikes Back was my favorite Star Wars movie.
A lot of
Rogue
people
One
say Rogue One is their favorite Star Wars.
my favorite one of all time. I love that movie so
I
much.
like the one with the tribbles.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
good.
I'm gonna sign off, guys. I appreciate it. I'm
I
gonna go
know.
see my
Have a
lovely
great
wife.
time. Have a good time.
There's
Have a
there's
good
my lovely wife
Have a good rest
and
of your vacation. When are you
her
getting
new
back?
friends.
When are you getting back? When are you getting back, Len?
Friday noon.
Oh, okay. So we'll see you next week.
We will. Thanks, Alex. Have a great
Travel safe,
weekend.
Len.
Bye-bye, then,
Well,
Len.
then,
Bye-bye, Len.
Wonderful seeing all you guys. See ya.
You too.
Yeah.
No, I did minimal when we were in New York City in the studio.
You have to hit the
I
off button,
sat-
Len.
there
Oh,
you go.
Len, you got to kill
They're
your.
just such nice people. I don't know how to turn this off. I never been able to do it. They're
Alex
just
will kick
really
you out.
nice people.
Let me see here.
Me.
Is there something I can
Yeah,
do?
they're like,
Well, all right.
I
Then.
I think I can get rid of
They
you.
live in the
And let's
coolest
see
building.
here.
It's right on the edge of
There's
Harlem.
Len. Remove. Okay,
The
there we
neighborhood's
go.
undergoing renaissance.
Remove. I don't
The
want to
building
put
is
this to Zoom. There we go.
There we go.
He and his wife were talking to each other. He was off.
Did you see on the news that Macron's wife gave him a shove in the face?
Yeah.
What's this?
Macron was getting off of the plane, and what you saw as with the open door was that his wife shoved him in the face, and it looked like she was. I mean, he said that they were just fooling around, and that was. But it looked very strange to me.
He looked pissed off about it.
He looked embarrassed, at least.
Yeah.
No, I thought they got along.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for a place to. I thought I had a place to charge my watch. Well, I don't get it.
Well, you don't have to do it now, Alex.
Oh, yes, I do. My watch just went out. Hold on. I'm looking.
I give up.
Oh, it's over here. Here we go.
This is interesting radio.
Here we
Yeah.
go. This is a radio. This is the.
I like just letting it just sit there.
This isn't radio. In fact, this is barely television. Okay. Anyway, any other people see any other movies you like? I'm glad you liked Andor. See,
You pronounce it wrong. It's Andrew.
you're much hipper than my wife. Please come to visit more often.
We saw Mission Impossible at the theater.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
little Tom Cruise?
Yeah, with Tom Cruise.
Little Tom Cruise.
Little Tom Cruise still looking pretty good.
I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
think it's kind of falling apart, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's showing his age.
Yeah, well, he is older. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We went to play Pee Wee golf for the same amount of money. So that was fun.
Oh, you know something? Miniature golf was once a passion of mine. Would you believe?
Oh,
Sure.
God.
What do you mean, oh God?
Best first date. You're going out, take her, play mini golf, and see if she's worth dating. If she doesn't have the humility to go play miniature golf, she's not worth dating.
Well, most of the women I went out with, I dated. They dated.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Give one of those little stamps.
Huh?
Forehead, you dated him.
Yes,
An
right.
expiration stamp.
Sold him in the supermarket.
So you went to play. Did you do good at miniature golf?
But we just had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same cost as going to the movie, $22. But a lot of, families, and then there's a clubhouse there where you can watch people teeing off. Good food. So it was a nice outing, nice
Oh,
day.
that's nice. They're kind of sophisticated. They've gotten sophisticated with dinners where you can watch people playing miniature golf and so on.
Well, I don't know if that's sophistication, but I'll take it.
Well, I used to play one in Modesto, California, and I knew the guy who ran the place, so he showed me all the tricks, each of the various what do you call it? Putt.
Holes.
Well, no, because there was just like a place on one where if you hit right there, the ball would go in.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things are set up so that if you get to know them, you can play a pretty great game of miniature golf.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're yelling and screaming at the kids because they're doing better than you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
We played it on the boardwalk, Marjorie. You remember that?
No.
In in Atlantic City.
Marjorie doesn't remember much. Okay.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah. But no, but I used to love miniature golf, you know, and it was pretty cheap time. I think $22 is not bad.
Not at all.
How many were there of you? You and your,
Just myself and my wife.
Mhm.
And there was no idiots playing either, so it was kind of fun. The
And what,
weather was great.
and what
Yeah,
movie did you go to again? Oh,
Mission
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible. How was it?
It's the same storyline all the time, but I'll give him credit a little much on the airplane sequence that you can find it a little hard to believe that he's hanging on to the rim of the plane and they're attacking each other and he's jumping up and down and jumping in the seats.
Well,
Uh,
part of the thing you got to remember when you see a scene like that with Tom Cruise, you think, "Oh my God, how could he do that? Man, he's risking his life." He is so harnessed onto that plane that, I mean, they probably super glue him to the plane.
Yeah.
So I mean, so all those movements and everything. I mean, then when they take the video in, they remove the ropes that are attached to him, the wires that are attached to him, and it looks like he's doing that all on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still up there. I'd wet my pants if I had to be up there.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got me harnessed in everywhere.
All 5'3"
I
of them.
still won't do it.
sounds like risky business to me.
Ah,
That was a good movie. That was
Well,
Tom Cruise at his best.
Well, he always felt like he had to top himself with stunts. And the fact is, the actor I remember that did all his own stunts, and he didn't have wires on him either.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
who made an entire. I can show you films of his where there's one film in which he just brutally hurt himself.
Iron of God.
And kept going.
Yeah, Armor of God. He
Armor of God.
fell off and hit his head on a stone wall and opened it up.
Ow.
Yep. I think he was out for 3 months, and then went back and finished the stunt.
Yeah, it was a Chinese market near where I lived in the late '80s, before Jackie Chan had ever released a movie in the U.S. And we used to go there and grab the movies and watch them. There were his and the other Chow Yun-fat movies, the subtitles. My favorite is how bad the English subtitles. The guy getting mad at someone says, "I will spank you without pants." Stuff like that. We used to keep track of the subtitles.
Well, the thing was that he did a picture that I think is one of the best action pictures I've ever seen as a comedy called Drunken Master 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In which the plot is that he is a martial artist, but he really can't do it very well. But if he gets drunk, he becomes terrific.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of him doing martial arts like he was drunk. And so people are missing him because he falls to the side like this, And it's a great film. It is just one of the best action films. He was the best. I enjoyed it a lot. I used to always watch his films.
His
That sounds
first
like-
really good movie is called Police Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the first U.S. released one. Really good. I think there were 3 in the series.
Police Story 3 had what's her name in it?
Marjorie?
Marjorie. Yeah, Marjorie was in it. No, the guy who won an Academy Award a few years ago, the Asian actress.
Michelle.
Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, yo. She
Yeah.
was in those action films with Jackie Chan. He
Oh,
taught
yeah.
her how
Yeah.
to do stunts. And there she is. She's doing all this stuff. And you're just going, this woman's amazing. And she was in a Jackie Chan film and upstaged Jackie Chan. you know. But if you never were into Jackie Chan, you really should be. He was just the best. Just
He
the best.
just put out a movie not long ago.
Yeah. But it's like, I think he's in the Karate Kid 2 or 3.
Yeah, there's a new
Oh,
Karate Kid
man.
movie that hasn't come out yet with him in
Yeah,
it.
he's in it. Yeah. But, he can't do all the stuff he once did. Come on. You know, that was the job of a young guy. That was his name, by the way, young guy.
Some young guy.
I always loved when movies back in the day, it just showed how innocent we were. Like how they would have, it was very clearly something that the movie is portraying something, but it's very clearly something else. And Jackie Chan had a movie called Rumble in the Bronx.
Yes.
Obviously, not one frame was filmed in New York.
Oh, no, it was filmed in
It was all Vancouver, and all of us British Columbians are looking at all the landmarks.
Oh, it was in British Columbia where they shot it. You're right. And I'm sorry, but in Manhattan, where he was, there was a long shot of him, and there were mountains behind him.
Vancouver.
And I kept looking for the mountains here, and I can't see them. Sorry. I see a bridge, I see a river, I see things like that. I see people getting mugged, but I don't see mountains.
There's a couple places in Vancouver, like on East Hastings and stuff, where the right angles and stuff, it can pass for New York. There's no question. But that movie.
They weren't even trying.
They weren't even trying. That's right. That's right. Why title it Rumble in the Bronx? Like, why not title it something else? Like
Rumble in Vancouver. Nobody's going to believe.
And that one they probably shoot in New York,
Or over maple syrup or something.
That was one of the American films he made.
Yeah.
And it isn't a very good film. His films in Asia were the best. Just the best.
The end credits are always the best in those movies because they show the outtakes of him missing the stunts and things.
Yeah.
The outtakes of Jackie Chan movies are always the best.
Yeah. But I'm sure that, Tom Cruise is harnessed to the hilt because
5'3" of him.
Well,
I'd like to see Tom and Marjorie stand beside each other. I would love to see that.
well, I mean, a movie company like Paramount is not going to let him do his own stunts unless he is harnessed like crazy. Because they don't want to be working on a movie and they've gotten $50 million into making the film, and all of a sudden he does a stunt and kills himself.
Well, if he ever gets hurt, they'll get that guy from Reacher to stand in for him.
Yeah. Right. You know what amazed me? Did you watch the Jack Reacher TV thing they did recently? Those shows.
Oh, yeah.
They were really good. That guy's terrific.
Excellent.
And then I saw that Jack Reacher, to begin with, he owns that show because he owns the rights to the movies. He did 2 Jack Reacher films.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Jack Reacher is supposed to be this like 6'4" guy who's bulked out, who's menacing. And how does Tom Cruise play that part? And I watch those movies, and you know what? He can't.
Yeah.
That part, when he read the script, the books on those, how he felt he could play that part was pure ego on his end.
Yeah.
Because it really, they were. Anyway, it's a good series if nobody's seen him. Marjorie's seen him. She watched him with me. You don't remember, do you?
I remember everything.
Really? You remember Jack Reacher?
Kind of.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'll explain it to you later, Marge. Hey, listen, I kid her about not being able to remember stuff. I sit here and I can't remember stuff. That's why every now and then, in spite of the fact that I all know you guys and I love you people, I still have to look at your name in order to, talk to you. So
Yeah, my name's Ed Berger.
I'm Charlie Wallace.
I'm
I'm Kaiser Sosa.
Never called you Chuck.
course, I never was good with names. I remember once introducing my mother to somebody and saying, "This is my mother," um, and I couldn't remember her name because she had always been mom to me.
Right.
So,
Meeting as many people as you do, or as did, and still do for that matter. Yeah, I go through it sometimes. I had somebody come up the other day. I felt terrible. Saw me on the street, came up all excited to see me, and I didn't know who it was. And here's the kicker: he was on my men's mental wellness podcast, and when I realized it, like that podcast for him was one of the most intimate details of his life. He poured his heart out talking about one of the things he went through, and it was amazing. And I completely forgot who he was. I felt terrible. I felt terrible about it.
you do, well, we've all had this happen. You meet, you go up, you're walking down the street, somebody comes up to you, Alex, how are you?
Yeah.
And you're going, who is this guy?
Right.
And then
Well,
you,
they're out of context.
and then I've got like Marjorie with me, and
Yeah.
she says, "Do you mind introducing us?"
Uh-huh.
Marjorie, this is, and it's horrible when you can't remember somebody's name.
You know it's a problem when that happens when you're looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Every morning. Is this?
Yeah, well, I do look in the mirror and go, who the hell is that?
Right.
There's a point in my life, and I'm sure in all your lives, where you looked in the mirror and you still saw the kid you once were, right? And then one morning you wake up and that kid isn't there anymore, and there's this old guy.
Yeah.
And you're going, who the hell is that? How far have I decayed?
Yep.
Or how did we get here?
Yeah, I like
So,
that.
we've been here for almost an hour on Memorial Day, and you've forgotten to say something.
Thank you for your service, Alex.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it.
I was going to ask if you wanted fries with that.
Yeah, I want fries with my service. No, I always went, I did serve, served for 2 years in the Navy.
They let you supersize?
Joke worked once, okay? No repeats on your drunk or the soft drinks, okay?
You don't want the cup? The collectible cup?
The collectible cup. You know what though? I did used to go down to, they used to have collectible glasses, like Star Wars glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I used them. We all drank out of my Star Wars glasses, and eventually they broke.
Yeah.
All right.
If you had real class, they'd be jelly.
You know how much those would be worth today?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Giller attack.
There's Don. And what collection is that from? What does it say? It says collection. That's all I can read. But hello, Don.
It's just to help you because you're going to forget.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. How you doing, Don?
Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah. I'm amazed none of you mentioned Buster Keaton.
What
Were we
about?
supposed to?
Is it his birthday today?
He did his own
Oh,
stunts.
stunts,
He did
yeah.
his own stunts. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did, yeah.
In fact, he broke his neck.
He broke his neck.
And he didn't know it. And he went up to a doctor maybe 10 years later or something, and he was giving him a checkup and x-rays and things like that. And he said, so when did you break your neck?
Ooh.
He said, I had a broken neck. And they said, yeah. And he finally traced it back to a scene. And you can see it. It's one in which they had these water towers that
Right.
filled trains with water,
Yeah.
and the thing would come along, and he did somewhere he was hanging from one, and then he fell, and the water hit him, and he hit the ground.
I think he hit the track.
Did he hit the track?
The train track, yeah.
But he hit something. He didn't even think anything of it. And 10 years later, he was told he had a broken neck.
Wow.
And now he's dead.
I heard Yosemite Sam did his own stunts.
He did?
Yosemite Sam did his own
I
trip.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd had a stunt double, but
Oh, okay. All
it was a
right.
coyote.
Yeah. So anyway, so yes, you're right. We should have mentioned
I want to know how Don Giller comes in at exactly 2 minutes before the show is over.
it is an art of which he is the master.
It's a gift and a curse.
If it occurs, yeah. But no, you're right about Buster Keaton. I mean, he did all his own stunts until he went to MGM and they wouldn't let him.
And he started talking.
For the very reason I was talking about with Cruise. He was a high price. He was, a part of the MGM family, and they didn't want him breaking his neck doing a stunt and then not being able to work for a while. So, they took all that away from him.
Well, at least he kept his underpants.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him direct his own films anymore either, which was another thing he did.
When did he direct a film?
Huh?
When did he direct a film?
What do you call it? The General.
You're talking about Buster. I'm sorry. I thought you were still talking about Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise? Oh, no. I don't think he's ever directed a film.
Yeah, he hasn't.
No, Buster Keaton directed quite a few of his films.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What uh-oh?
Why is that an uh-oh?
Yeah. Well, anyway. Hey, listen, we're running out of time here. We ought to know that because Don Giller showed up. In fact, you're here to just let me know time's running out, right, Don?
What was your name again?
Don.
That's Don. That's California Don.
Nod Geller. Okay. All right. Anyway, hey, listen, it's wonderful. I thank you all for showing up on Memorial Day. I figured we would have far less than this, but the diehards are here, as it were.
People with nothing better to do.
Francine Witt, thanks for joining us. And of course, the wonderful Andrew Deutsch. I'm looking at your names now. Paula Levin, thank you. Marjorie, it doesn't have your last name there.
Schwartzman.
Marjorie Schwartzman. We were talking about that the other day, but that's a whole nother subject about she maintained her last name.
Well, so did you.
Also her dad.
Well, I would have taken Miller, but I'm Alex Bennett. Okay, it's the name I adopted for show business. So, and of course, our old friend John Ewing up there in Petaluma,
Novato.
Wow.
Excuse me, I'm just out of it. Charlie Wallace, thank you so much. Good seeing you, and you're at home today.
Yep.
Yep. Where's the girlfriend?
She had things to do.
Yeah. You're suggesting that you aren't things to do.
I'm just one thing.
You're one thing to do. I always enjoy talking with you, Mike Chisholm. And you and I, now that you're kind of back, have to get together and do some more of our little get-togethers for
Can't wait. Love to.
Yeah, but I didn't want to bother you on it till I knew you were kind of out of the woods with your father having passed.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, getting stronger every day. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's time. You'll never forget him, but as time passes, it gets easier.
Yeah.
I thought of my father today. I don't know why, for what reason, but I just thought about how much I cared for him. But anyway, and he's been gone like 40 years, something like that, maybe longer. And finally, the lovely and attractive Darn Nod Odin. Oh, Don Geller. Everybody, it's time to go away, and it's time to
Bye.
go in. We're not through yet.
Oh,
Okay.
We got to go to Edward Berger, who signs us off by saying,
That's all, folks.
thank you.
all
Bye,
right.
everybody. That was a good one.
Bye.
See ya.
Ever.